Today I'm going to get into a little wire, I guess, wrapping to make a set of earrings I have this idea for. So I have this to work with, and also I have some in this color, which is a really warm color. I may use a little bit of both and do a couple sets, experimenting here. So anyway, I'm just going to get my wire out, and I'm going to make a simple pair of really sweet leaf earrings. So we have these in the shop at the bead bar, and these are green onyx. They're like, when you pick through the crystals, just pick out two that look very similar. These are real, so two may not be exactly alike, and in nature that is often not the case. That's one way to tell if your crystals are actually real, is because it's not going to look cookie cutter. So pick out two that that kind of look alike. Now this is more of a vein of a very, like, tends to be towards the white side. This is more green. Green onyx is absolutely beautiful. It's related to the heart chakra. I love that these are carved into a leaf. But it's a very calming, kind of like a reminder to live in harmony, just a very gentle stone. So the fact that, like, when I think of harmony and I think of the earth and I think that this is in the shape of a leaf, I feel that it's very fitting. So I'm just going to pick out two. That one wants to come out. That could work. Actually, that could work. He jumped on the bandwagon. He's like, yes, I want to be the person. So I want to be the person in your life. So let me see. Pick out two and two. Maybe we'll start with those. I'm going to put those off to the side. The other thing I pulled out, we'll see if I use it or not. This is an idea that we're going to bring it to life together. But this is actually fossil jasper, and it's a really pretty neutral. So I thought that might look real nice with this, that I could make it work with the onyx. The fossil jasper, well, jasper is all about grounding, just bringing you, keeping your 2 feet on the ground, keeping your mindset into the present. And fossil jasper is said to help you find your path, your purpose. So I love the idea of combining fossil jasper with a beautiful leaf, harmony in nature, finding your path, the trees along the way. So tell me if you get the symbolism. So I may use a little bit of that with this as well. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is just do a basic one, and then and basically enlarge from there. So I'm going to take a piece of wire. I'm going to cut this. And then I'm going to take one of my leaves here. So the way this hangs is it's got the little hole up here in the stem part, like this. Oop. Let's try that again. All right, like this right here. So when I look at these, I'm thinking these would be a really cool pair of earrings. So I put a piece of wire through. This is the short part right here, the long part right there. And we can bend it up. I just give myself a run over the wire like that to help straighten it up. So this is the short part. This part here I want to stick straight up. So let me grab out some of my pliers. Just going to bend that one straight up. Now this guy right here, I'm going to take the short piece. I'm going to wrap it around just a couple times, because that's going to be how our leaf is going to hang on. So just a couple times to go around. And we're going to cut that. And we're going to pinch just to make sure our wire is in line and it's not going to be spicy and cut somebody. Plus, we're going to cover it with the very next step. All right, so there we go. That can be a charm. We're going to make earrings. Be fun to make a bracelet that matches. I've been on an earring kick. Earrings, everybody loves earrings. It's one size fits all, so it's always a product that I make for the shop that goes over really well. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to create a little loop right here. So I'm going to come up a little bit, probably about right there. I'm going to bend it forward. And now what I'm going to do is, well, we're going to create that loop. And we can loop this as much as we want. I didn't even need to make that loop that big, but I like it. We'll go with it. It is what it is, right? But now I just want to wrap that all the way down. And I'll go all the way up. Or basically, this is what I call like the bird's nest. Come all the way up again. We're going to make a little bird's nest. I like it being wider at the bottom. Like I said, plus it covers that little piece of wire from the first. We're going to work our way up. And then when we get up here, all we have to do is cut. And then we've made our bird's nest with the wire big enough that we can bend this back. And inside, actually, I can even cut this shorter and bend it inside. There we go. So there's that. Now let's make our little loop up here a little rounder because we kind of squished it. But yeah, so there we have our very first little part of our earring. So I think I'm going to play with two different versions. This one's just going to be the simple. Now let me see how this will meet up. I'm going to turn this so it'll be easier to put on. So I turn my loop this way at the top, so it goes this way. Because when the earring goes through it, I want it to hang forward. So I could put a jump loop on there if I want, or I could go in, if I want to eliminate a jump ring, just open up this earring piece, put that on, and close that back up. Let me just look underneath that bead to make sure it's closed up. We don't want somebody's earring coming off. And then the bead will drop back down. All right, and just like that, we have one gorgeous green onyx earring. Let's make two, and then we'll do a fun little variation. So I'm going to take a little more wire. Squeeze that in so it's not sticking out. By the way, I am building out my website. So thank you to those of you who've been supporting me and getting some great supplies. This is where you'll find everything right here. Every day I post new things. And also today I'm going to be adding links to where like I find the tools if you want to get, the same tools that I use. So to make it easier, once you have that set, then you're good to go. Then you can learn all kinds of fun things and you're off to the races. It's sunny out today. I'm thankful. Getting into my jewelry today. It's just really, really good for your mental health. All right, so we've got this one ready to go. Same idea. pretty long piece of wire here. I could actually cut that off. It might have been easier to work with. So remember, nope, I'm going to need you. Need you to hold on. I go to the bottom. And work to build it up. Now, once we get to the top, again, same idea. We bring it up here. And we put it into the bird's nest. If you get a pointy enough pair of pliers, you can work it right in there. Can even trim you down if you're not really wanting to cooperate. Just make your piece of wire shorter. Push it down. All right, we can use this again to shape it. All right. Very nice. Let's go ahead and put a hanger on it. So I think what I would have done to begin with, I'm going to tell you to make it easier on you, is that I probably should have cut both pieces of wire to be the same length. So that way, when I did the wrapping, the bird's nest, I call it, would have been roughly the same size. I don't mind. These are honestly probably going to be mine, the first pair. I'm just going to scoot that down a little bit. Try to make the bird's nest look as even as possible. But yeah, if I had used, so when you make these, I'm going to make another set here, but like I like the amount of wire I have on that area right there. And this is a little bit wider. Now, when it's in your ears, nobody's really going to notice. But I'm going to make these for resale, so I want them to be even. So the next pair that I make, how I can do that is just cut my wire, because I just kind of like intuitively just did it as we were chatting. But just trying to push my stack together here so it looks a little closer to that one. But yeah, so that'll take care of that. And then let's take a look at what they look like. But you have the idea. I love these. Oh my gosh, those are beautiful. Look at them. Love them. I love them. They are so nice. So this is probably going to be my pair. And now we can make some more. But I'll show you the idea that I had for the next set. So here's what I would do to begin with, just so that you can keep these stacks looking as even as possible. So I didn't measure. We just started talking and filming and went right into it. But if I cut a piece and then I cut a second piece, that way, so when you do it, just remember that. Speaking of bird's nests, my wire got away, like fell in my drawer, and now I have a bird's nest of wire. All right, so what we do is we Now we're going to measure to that point, and that way we know we're not going to have an excess of wire on one versus another. Easy peasy. So let's do the more white set now, but I'll show you what I was thinking as well for this set. So we bring them up. This part's going to be the wrap. Cross them over. There's my loop. I want to try to keep this part as straight up and down as possible. I'm going to put a little bend right there, because that's the part that will go straight up to your ear. We can wrap this at least a couple times. It's not going to come undone. And then so I can trim that a little bit. Pinch it in. Okay. So this is the part right here. I'm just going to rub my fingers over it to make it nice and straight. But right here, here's what I was thinking. How cool would it be if I then took one of these fossil jasper? Oh, wow. Isn't that beautiful? It just adds a little extra something, right? So you've got your classics, and then this would add another little element onto it. So then we just do the same process, except we have a bead on there. So, well, let me just finish this up first. I was going to say, in looking at this, I love my second version right here better. Just going to bend that back. Go in here, do a few little twists. Take you with me. There we go. All right, get that out. Now, like I said, I like having this twisted so that way it dangles forward. Just got to get that up to the top. I'm going to take this, cut it, and down into the bird's nest we go. Push it down there. Looks good. We want that one to be hang that way. Oh, guys, I can't wait to see this one. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling like the little crystal bead just puts it over the top. I think we did good. I really do. I'm going to put some of these, if you love this combo, I'm going to add these to the website that I just showed you there. Just making sure everything is connected tight. There we go. And now we've got, okay. Oh my gosh. Like, this was first version, which is gorgeous. These are mine. You can't have them. I'll make a couple extra pairs, though, to put onto my shop floor. But I'm absolutely, positively in love with this version that we did right here. You can tell me which ones are your favorite, A or B. I really feel like that crystal just completely takes it to a whole other level, and that color works so well. So now we have the other piece. Let's do the matching set while we're at it. looking forward to getting to Tucson here. We leave in less than 2 weeks. And I am so excited to look for all kinds of carved beads, like carved crystal beads, wooden beads, metal, everything, vintage, glass, lamp work. We have hundreds of beads here now at the shop, but I'm excited to add more and to really build out the website. We do ship all over the U.S. I'll just try to squeeze a little bit in there. There we go. Okay, now I'm happy with that. All right, so we have this piece. That looks about that one. When you're dealing with crystals, it's just like, it's kind of like eyebrows, right? They're not sisters, they're cousins. And it's because crystals have variations. They are the same crystal, but they all grow, so they might be a little different. They will be a little different. Okay, I'm going to bend this over here. I'm going to take this piece. I'm going to wrap to get that to be about the same size, and I feel like I'm good right there. I think that's going to be good. So we'll finish that wrap. We'll bring it up to the top. I am going to need my top to lay this way, so I've got to bear that in mind. And so it hangs on my ear wire the way I want it. Down in the bird's nest you go. I really enjoy wire wrapping and making jewelry just freeform with your wire wrapping. It really is a fun time. Again, we're going to go with our stainless steel. Stainless steel is labeled as hypoallergenic, and for most people with sensitivities, they can tolerate. So that's why I always like to make the part that goes through your ear, through your actual body, stainless steel. I understand. I have food and elemental allergies. For some people, they have metal allergies. So I get it. Now I'm just going to squeeze that a little bit. Make sure that loop is closed. Drop that bead. Friends, look what we did today. Those are gorgeous. Okay, love this pair. So this pair actually has two crystals, the green onyx and the fossil jasper. I'm going to put out a couple little kits onto the website right here and at cauldronandthorn.com. And if anybody wants to grab those, you'll see every day we're adding new things. But if you enjoy these pieces specifically, that's where you're going to find them. Wow, those are gorgeous. So yeah, just some tips as part of making that is always keep the first pair for yourself, because, you know, it's like a little treat. It's a little treat, a little treat. Plus, how are they going to know? I got a little more wire on here than here, but how we did that when we made version number 2, which we also beefed up with the crystal, was just measured out our wire pieces, so that way we know we were using the same amount, right? So, and that's pretty much how it goes. Practice makes perfect, and with every variation that you do, you get better and better. So I'm going to make a few sets of each of these for the shop, but just wanted to film these as I get started. Hopefully inspire you. If you want to come make some earrings with me, come over to the shop. We have a full bead bar. And if you're somewhere in the US and you just want to have the same components, pieces to make a pair as well, look onto the website today. And I'll probably include the ear wires as well, just to help somebody else out. So when they get it, then you just need to get your wire, and you can pick your own color, because remember that you can get different, when you get into the wire world, you really can get different colors. So you get to pick whatever you like depending on your style of jewelry. Me, I'm pretty eclectic, so I will blend my metals. I love that, but everybody's different, so to each their own. All right, friends, thanks for hanging out with me, and yeah, be sure to check it out, and we'll be back with more fun. All right, enjoy the sunshine. Hopefully you got sunshine wherever you are.